Welcome to the groundbreaking celebration for Oakcreek Community. You know, if I were going to tell you the story of co-housing, I'd use words like innovative, new old-fashioned neighborhood, Danny Kaye. How many know the connection there? There'll be a quiz later. Proactive, out of denial, but that would only be a part of the story. And if I were going to tell you the story of Oakcreek specifically, I'd use words like great designs, geothermal, energy efficient, quality, right-sized. But again, that's just a piece of the story, and you can see all those pictures inside later. The story I really want to tell is the story of these people: Kay, Marilyn, Patty, Steve, Mike, Julie, Helen, Emma, Elaine, Donna, Nadine, Jane, Ralph, and Nancy. A small group of people who've trusted themselves and taken a leap of faith, who've believed in something because it is right, who've been willing to work hard, be stretched, be tired, and keep on working, and most of all, stay believing. I know at the end of today, you guys are going to think that I have a really overinflated sense of the importance of this project, or at worst, that I'm just plain old delusional. I'm not. I'm serious. I know at the end of the day that our 24-home, 3,500 square foot, 5 million little project is not going to change the world. However, this is the way you change the world. One tiny project at a time. Author Anne Lamott in Bird by Bird describes the sophisticated innocence necessary to create, to write. She says it's a gift, ours to give away. She writes that we are wired as humans to be open to the world instead of enclosed in a fortified, defensive mentality. And she challenges us to remember that our giving can help others be braver, be better than they are, be open to the world again. This is not optimism. This is reality. This small Stillwater group of sophisticated innocents have not let themselves be trapped in, this is the way it's always done. They've not let themselves be distracted from what they believe to be right by the discouraging voices which call out, no way. That's just not the way we do it. In this economy, what do you know about marketing or finance or anything at all? This small group of Stillwater, regular yet extraordinary folks, have shown us the way to have courage in the middle of fear, have vision in a world which demands hard facts, have hope in a world that thinks that that is just naive. This small group of people have shown us that one person can be two people, and then 3, and then 8, and then 14. And that even a small group of people with spirit and grace, passion and hard work, and more than their fair share of miracles, can change the way we've always done it. Oakcreek Community is called a co-housing community, and co-housing is kind of a new, old-fashioned concept. It's like the old neighborhood that we all grew up in when we were little. Maybe not when you were little, but when I was little, and everybody knew each other, and we played together in the backyard. That's what this is for seniors. We wanted to, you know, I'm only 60, I'm not really ready for assisted living or anything like that, but I know that I can't live in my own house for the rest of my life well. And so I wanted a place to live where I knew my neighbors, and I knew that my neighbors wanted to know me, and we would be able to, oh, you know, we're not married to each other, but we look out for each other. The concept itself came from Denmark. That's the Danny Kaye reference earlier. It came from Denmark, and Chuck Durrett and Katie McCammon were architecture students, and they went to Denmark to do fellowship or whatever, and they saw this cool thing happening there, sponsored by the Danish government. They brought the idea back to the United States in the early 80s, and they actually coined the word co-housing. There are about 120 multi-generational co-housing communities in the country, and we will be the 5th senior co-housing community in the entire country. How the idea got to Stillwater is my dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and we've all dealt with our parents and having to make those decisions about taking cars away, and it's just awful. And so in November of 2009, I think, I was telling my sister that I did not want to do this to my kids, what my dad had done, and I wanted something good to come out of my dad's Alzheimer's. And she said, you ought to look at Elder Spirit. It's this place I saw in Abingdon, Virginia. So I looked online, fell in love with it, and immediately started talking about it to everyone. In fact, people go the other aisle in the grocery store because they're sick of me telling them about it.
Well, thank you for having me here today. Pat said I only had 45 minutes, and I promise you that my comments will be more disappointing than hers were. She was, I hate following somebody who's so eloquent and has put so much thought into it. But I am honored to be here today, and I'm very proud to be here today. This is a really big deal for the Stillwater community, and it's not without a lot of work by a very dedicated group of individuals, spearheaded, I think, by Pat and Kay. And if anybody could ever get it done, I had the absolute utmost confidence that it would be Pat. And I've known her for a long time, and those of you who have known her know that she's a focused individual and will get the job done and see it through. There were some chuckles out there, Pat. Apparently I had a cord. But, last time I lived in Oklahoma City for a while with my wife, and we were looking for somewhere to move, and we started looking around at houses. And the realtor pulled us into one neighborhood, and I couldn't tell any of the houses apart. And I said, just turn around and get us back out of here, because I don't think they're going to let me paint my garage door a zebra stripe so that I can find my house. And I don't see how this is going to work for us. But in a day and age where the front porch, or the front area of your house is dedicated to a 3-car garage, everybody has a garage door opener, pulls in, shuts the door, and has very little interaction. Oakcreek Community is truly breaking the mold for that, and I think it's going to be for the better. It may be a throwback, but I think it's absolutely the right way to go. And so I'm glad to see that instead of finding a place to live, you guys really are creating a sense of community and interaction. I think it's going to be one of the most valuable assets that Stillwater has to offer. I'm proud to be a very small part of it. Senator Halligan, thank you for being here today and endorsing the idea, but my hat is off to everyone involved. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this all the way through and seeing the benefits that the community is going to reap and the individuals that have taken part in this are going to reap. Thank you for having me today. Congratulations to you.
This was a ceremonial groundbreaking, but we will be actually starting construction within the next 2 weeks. And it'll be a year, and then we will everything is being built at one time, all 24 homes. The common house will be remodeled and added onto. All the grounds and everything will be done. We'll all move in within 30 days of the project being finished.
Okay, so if somebody's interested in getting a house here, is for lack of a better term, how do they go about it?
They would either call me at 405-880-3703, or look at our website, www.oakcreekstillwater.com, and there are other phone numbers and ways to reach us there. Love to talk to them.